The following podcast is recorded and produced by the Podcast Precinct in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com. The Podcast Precinct. Consistency, creativity, culture.
Tune it up, KD.
That sounds good right there.
Don't mess this up.
That's in there. Let's go. Dunk that.
Please tell me the camera was on.
Special edition Christmas Day uniforms now available.
What is that up in the sky I see?
Oh, oh, oh.
But Santa.
Ho, ho, ho.
And he's dropping us a brand new basketball. Oh my
Here
goodness.
you go.
Johnny, look. It's a brand new. Oh, it's one of those shitty ones with the self-inflating thing inside of it.
Oh, man. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, they're going to make basketballs that you can they just inflate themselves, and then you actually get them, and they're the worst basketballs. They're so bad.
I remember I wanted one, and then somebody had one, and they're like, don't do it.
Yeah. But I was always the weirdo when we played pickup basketball. I like the basketballs that didn't take your fingerprints off when you were shooting them.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, everybody else was like, no, we got to use these other ones. Like, this thing literally hurts my hands to to try to palm it. So I don't know why we want this so bad.
I always go back to what I think of like basketball is that episode of Cheers where they break into Boston Garden.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I forgot why they did it. And they're like, hey, we gotta play some basketball. And Norm's like, I think I got a basketball in my trunk. And it looks perfectly like round. And he goes to dribble it and it just deflates. And I've played with a couple of those basketballs.
Oh, we all have. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This the love of the game is real, my friend.
Yes.
You do what you can. Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to my coworker Landon, who has ruined Jaylen Brown for me because I hate when people point stuff out.
Oh, no.
Jaylen Brown can't go left. And now I see
Or
it
dribble.
or dribble. And I see it all the time now.
But don't get mad. He got a lot of money for that.
Yeah.
Man got paid. Last night, as of this recording, they were playing the Warriors, and he scored over Steph Curry and did the "you're too small" thing.
Oh, geez.
And then Curry turned around and dropped 30-plus points on them, and his team won. And they're not a good Warriors team this year.
They're a horrible Warriors team.
Yeah.
But that brings us to our topic for today. That's I wish I could remix songs because that would be our intro 150%.
Oh yeah.
If
Oh,
I
me
could
doing what you
remix
mean.
it, huh?
Oh, you mean me doing that, remixing me doing that? I get it. Yeah. Not the actual real one, me doing it. I got it.
We are talking about not the NBA on NBC, but the NBA on Christmas.
That's right. The NBA Christmas games,
I-
which had always been sort of a staple of me growing up. I always on Christmas Day, there's three traditions that sort of have, well, besides opening presents, of course, but one of those being mom to this day always fixes a big Christmas breakfast. Always look forward to that because we actually get gravy. I don't
What's
know
wrong
about
with
you.
it? How did it break?
Nobody knows.
That's my northern joke. That's my northern
Oh.
to you being from the South.
Oh, I got you. I understand.
Because
Yeah.
You,
Well, you're in the South now, my friend. I don't know what
I
to tell
know,
you.
and that confused the crap out of my wife. When she started working, she didn't realize why everybody kept on saying things were broken at work.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, all the time. And so that was one of the things she would always make that, and always look forward to that. The other things would be we don't do this anymore, but we used to do like a Christmas movie as a family, go to the movies on Christmas Day. And the other one was just a me thing. I would always tune in when we got back and watch whatever Christmas basketball games were on.
Yes. And I think this has become, and that's my Marv Alberts impression.
Yes,
Yes. But I think the NBA on
that's what he
Christmas-
said when they asked him to when they asked to put on all that leather. Yes.
Yes, I will bite you. That'd be a great meme, just a picture of Marv Alberts and say this bites and see who gets it.
I'm thinking about, you remember when I think it was Conan, he would do those, he'd hold up a picture of a celebrity but have somebody else's mouth
Yes.
for their mouth. I'm thinking about Marv Albert.
Yes. But I think the NBA on Christmas is become just synonymous as NFL on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I actually did not realize how long they've been doing it.
Yeah.
It's I mean, the NBA gets started in 1946, and like the year after that, that's when they start having Christmas Day basketball games. So that's been going on for a long time. I think it's only really since like the 2000s though, where they like make a humongous deal out of it, where there's like 5 games on that day type of deal.
Yeah, I can't because I can't remember when I'm younger watching it, but then again, we'd normally go to my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
Or I'm actually shocked because there's times where we'd be at my dad's house and he was a huge basketball fan. I was probably too busy playing with toys.
Yeah, one time I went over to my grandmother's house and I looked outside trying to find her. I couldn't find her. And gosh darn it, she'd been run over by a reindeer. What a great song. Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Which one's a little wackier? I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus, or grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Either one of them sounds pretty traumatizing if you're a kid.
That is fact.
I mean, if you're a kid and you catch mom kissing Santa Claus, do you feel like you got to tell your dad?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
you're telling dad.
Yeah, you got to take dad to the side. But dad, I got to tell you something.
Or I love the first one, the first game, like you said in 1947, is the New York Knicks and the Providence Steamrollers.
That's right. Yeah. The Knicks have actually, ironically, have on Christmas Day, have the second most wins ever of any NBA team, but also the most losses of every NBA team for Christmas Day games. That's pretty impressive.
I didn't even know there was an NBA team called the Providence Steamrollers.
What a name.
Yeah. Because it looks like there was 3 on that day. The Chicago Stags
Oh,
lost to the Baltimore Bullets. Oh, that was a BAA game. The other ones were the Washington Capitals, not the hockey team, beat the St. Louis Bombers.
yeah, teams everybody are well aware of.
I didn't even know. Wasn't the Hawks in St. Louis at one point?
Yes, they were. Yeah.
Okay.
Now the Christmas games have gotten so big that I hear a lot of people when they're talking about how the NBA should shorten their season, the regular season, that the Christmas Day game should be like the actual they feel it should be the beginning of the season. Like those should be the first games of the actual season.
No,
I've heard that a lot.
I don't.
It's never going to happen because those teams are going to lose way too much money if you cut those games down by that much.
Yeah, and what are you
So
going
it's
to
just
do
not
in the
gonna happen.
in-season tournament?
Which, by the way, I honestly did enjoy.
I
But here's how you fix it. Put all the games on one weekend, you big stupid dummies.
get rid of it.
Why would you spread it out like that if you're going to do it? It's confusing. Like some games are for the play-in tournament and some aren't. Well, what are you doing? Just put them all, make one designated weekend for it, and boom, there you go.
Yeah, that is true.
You can start on Thursday, end it on Sunday. I just fixed your game for you.
No, they would never do that.
Oh, I know it makes too much sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And also, tone those courts down for the love of everything.
Can we get David Stern back? Is there any way we could reincarnate him somehow? And
I think Adam Silver's pretty good. I don't have anything against him. I think overall he's handled himself fairly well, but you know, it just some weird things. Like I think the in season tournament, I'm fine with it. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I mean, it really is, in fairness, huge for football, aka soccer over here. So that's why they're doing it. They're using that as an example. The other way you fix it is you make if your team actually wins, that it actually means something. In other words, one of the things I heard I thought was a good idea is like if your team wins the in season tournament, then you're guaranteed at least like it's a tiebreaker in a way. Like let's say you're tied with the last team for the last spot for the playoffs, you're the one that gets in. Something
but
like
isn't
that.
why they have that play-in tournament though?
In a way, but what I'm saying is this guarantees you don't have to worry about it. And currently, way it is, if two teams are tied, it's what their win-lose record was against each other is the one that actually goes on, and then it's for the play-in and all that stuff. But yeah, it's just so oddly done. But
To me, it's like winning the NIT. That's
you're the 65th best team.
That's all it is.
I made fun of it until UNC wins it, and then it's the greatest thing of all time. But yeah, Christmas Day games are always a big deal for me. And growing up being a basketball nerd, so I would always try to make sure I catch at least a couple of the games. I would always look forward to when the NBA would put out the Christmas Day schedule. They used to do. I don't think they really do it very much anymore, and it's kind of sad. They used to do like special Christmas Day jerseys.
Oh,
And they were I really liked those because they didn't go overboard with them, and they seemed very, very what's the word? Clean, I guess is the word to describe them. And I really liked those. I wish they still did them.
yeah. I like the matchups pretty much.
Yeah.
Just on.
Yeah, they always try to do like I think on Christmas Day they try to have the two teams that were just played in the finals the year before is usually one of the matchups. And then they try to have like some of your big players play. I think the MVP usually plays on that day, and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Knicks once again wiggled their way in. The lineup this year is Bucks, Knicks, Warriors, Nuggets, Celtics, Lakers, 76ers, Heat, and Mavericks, Suns. So I know what half of my coworkers will be doing at Christmas night there.
Watching the Mavs game, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Or let me rephrase: watching to see if Luka can do it by himself again.
I work with one guy who's the biggest homer in the world. If you want to talk about Dallas area sports, perfect. Anything really outside of that, it gets a little iffy. I tell him that all the time. You are the biggest homer I've ever met.
No. Yeah, that's fine though. I mean, I like my home teams. I get it. Just my home teams never do anything. Unless it's hockey, oddly enough. It's the only time we ever win. But let me ask you, Andrew. I mean, we grew up in the era of 82 basketball games just being normalized, right? Like that's just normal for us.
Yeah.
Do you think that's too many? Because a lot of people do.
Okay. I don't think it's that many unless I'm playing a game. If I'm playing,
if you're playing like a season,
I think that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
You go from say Madden, where it's the 18 game week now, or 18 game schedule, to when you play hockey or baseball or something as a video game. And I think people look more at those and they're like, the season's too long. Then actually looking at revenue and everything else, like you said, you're going to lose money. It's not
Right. Yeah.
you're going to lose money. How are you going to pay, Jaylen Brown all that money not to go left or dribble? So it's going to be a reduction in
A little
sales.
heated about that, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, we're paying you a lot of money. Learn to go left, my friend.
So I think that's where that comes from. And if you did it on Christmas, I mean, do you really want to start working on Christmas Day?
It's such a weird thing, right? I know.
Like, if you get a new job, if you're the average person and you're a new person and you're like, hey, guess what? You're going to okay, you're hired, here's your salary. Be here on December 25th at 9:00.
Yeah. Or it could be worse. It could be baseball and you're playing like 180 games.
Yeah, but they do series. So
Yeah. But that's a lot of games and it takes forever.
yeah, but you're staying in one city for maybe 3 days.
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I get it. But I'm saying, like, they're complaining about 82 games and like baseball has 180, and those games take way longer than a basketball game.
They got 162, I want to say.
How many does hockey play?
82.
All right, see, and that seems just right. And the NBA, I think, has gotten to where they've spread the games out enough where it doesn't seem like it's as much as a problem, in my opinion. NFL seems like they keep wanting to add games every season because they know there's a lot of money in it for them if they do. Maybe they should. I heard actually that they were thinking about doing games on Christmas Day as well, and they're running it by Taylor Swift, and she's going to let them.
Well, there's going to probably be a Monday night game this year because they've already started the Saturday games because they don't play on Saturday during the college football season because that's where that starts from back in the day when college football was more popular than the NFL. And people were like, why do I want to see these pro athletes play? I'd rather see these amateurs. And they were like, oh, yeah, we can't compete with college football. So we might as well just play on Sundays.
I think it's kind of turned around, isn't it? I know college football, and especially in some areas, is still really huge.
Yeah.
But I feel like I hear way more about NFL now than I ever did about college football nowadays.
Yeah, that's like in the 20s and the 30s when you got like Army was a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, do I really want to watch the Chicago Bears or do I want to watch Army? And nobody would what? Yeah, because there's a Monday night game this week, Baltimore at San Francisco.
Oh, speaking of, I can't believe you haven't congratulated me, Andrew. As of this recording, the Carolina Panthers finally won their second game.
And you could
in a packed stadium, may I add.
Yeah, 45 cents.
Which, did you see what did they actually release? I will look this up. They actually released the actual attendance numbers for that. I kept seeing that it was record low.
Yeah, I think it was kind of low.
Do.
So Christmas Day was a season opener in 2011 during the lockout.
Yes, yeah.
How many people were there?
I'm just going to tell you this. I looked up, I Googled Carolina Panthers attendance, and the first news headline is from USA Today from 2 days ago. And the headline reads, Panthers game was an empty ghost town, and the images are amazing. And it just shows this picture of just a sea of blue chairs and just two people in the middle of it, and nobody near them.
So there was actually one year where there was no game on Christmas. It was due to the lockout in 98, 99. I'm going to read off some of what NBA has as the greatest moments on Christmas Day.
All right, before you do that,
Yeah.
They haven't officially announced as of right now the actual numbers, and sometimes they're not going to. But the rumor going around was somebody said a stadium worker who was interviewed claimed that just a little over 5,000, and that's very, very low. And for the record, for the longest time, the Panthers had no problem selling out, even when their teams weren't that great. But now that they're kind of an established team, they've been around for a while, and we're in such a terrible mess because where we're going to go, we traded all our picks away and all that stuff to get who we got, and we got what we got.
Because you have a pretty terrible owner.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
You have a terrible. But on Christmas Day in 1961, Wilt Chamberlain dominated in the defeat. Wilt Chamberlain scored 59 points and grabbed 36 rebounds. But the Warriors lost to the Knicks 136 to 135 in double overtime. The rebounding total is a Christmas Day record, and the scoring total was a Christmas Day record for 22 years. Also on Christmas Day in 61, Elgin and the Big O. So we got the Los Angeles Lakers, Elgin Baylor, and this is so weird saying this, and the Cincinnati Royals, Oscar Robinson, each scored 40, and the Lakers winning 141 to 127. Robinson also had here's the original Russell Westbrook for all you kids out there. In addition to his 40, he also had 17 assists and 12 rebounds. As he posted the second of his record 4 triple doubles on Christmas. A lot of Lakers on Christmas. Here's Jerry West scored 47, now the 4th highest total by a player on Christmas Day as the Lakers beat the Knicks. And then Rick Barry, there's a name. Rick Barry scored 50 points to lift the San Francisco Warriors past the Cincinnati Royals. And at this time, Barry joined Wilt in 1961 as one of the only players to have 50 points. Here's another great name, Nate Tiny Archibald in 1962.
Yeah, put some respect. Oh, Tiny's name.
We got to do that at the end.
Yeah, we're bringing up a new segment. We'll do that here shortly.
Yes. See, I told you my brain's not working.
I got you.
So Nate Tiny Archibald of the Kansas City Omaha Kings. I've heard about that. Equaled a Christmas Day record with 18 assists in a loss to the Bucks. And then here's another one. 1984. It just says King goes for 60. Bernard King goes for 60 points as the Knicks lose to the Nets. 85, Knicks stunned the Celtics. Some rookie guy named Patrick Ewing. I don't know what he ever did.
Didn't win the championship.
Yeah, that's what somebody said. I put up a, Today in Sports History post.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, on this day, Patrick Ewing passed Walt Frazier as the Knicks all-time leading scorer. And of course, you got to get that one comment. He didn't pass him in rings. So I was like, okay.
Well, one of them didn't have Michael Jordan in their era. I'll just say that.
True.
Jordan kind of stopped a lot of really amazing players from getting a ring.
So did Olajuwon.
Well, Olajuwon only got his when Michael wasn't playing, though.
That is true. But can't say that to the younger generation. I argue this every day. My whole week, Monday through Friday, at work, is arguing that Jordan is the GOAT.
Yeah. Oh, we both agree there. Yeah.
But Patrick Ewing scored 32 points, had 11 rebounds as the Knicks rallied back from a 25-point deficit to defeat the Boston Celtics in double overtime. This is funny that they actually put this in here. The New York finished the season 23-59, and the Boston Celtics went 67-15 en route to the NBA championship. Sorry, Pat. Larry got a ring that year. Here's another Patrick Ewing moment. The next year in '86, Ewing put back at the buzzer, gave the Knicks a victory over the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan scored 30 points, and this was his first Christmas Day appearance. 94, Scottie Pippen played all 53 minutes and posted 36 points, 16 rebounds, 5 steals, and badmouth Michael Jordan. Oh no, I'm sorry. I just put that in there.
Did he after the timeout actually come onto the court to play like he's supposed to? That's
Well, it's just 53 minutes. No.
No.
But they beat the Knicks as they always do in overtime. He scored all 7 of the Chicago points in overtime and blocked 2 last second shots to steal the victory. Then in 95, we got a finals rematch. For the first time, the teams from the previous season NBA finals met on Christmas. Oh, what could have been? Penny Hardaway scored 22 points, 10 assists, including the game-winning shot with 3 seconds left as the Magic beat the Rockets. Shaquille O'Neal recorded 22 points, 18 rebounds, and 5 assists. Olajuwon had 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Man.
Don't tell
that
me.
Magic team. I love that Magic team.
Oh, Nick Anderson. That's a segment right there.
I feel so bad for him missing those free throws. That's all he gets remembered for now. And he was such a crazy good player. And Penny is one of those players. He was one of my absolute favorites as a kid. Not just because of the little Penny stuff. I love that too. Don't get me wrong. That's like the first thing Chris Rock really kind of did that got big attention was voicing that. But I just always loved Penny Hardaway. And how amazing is it to have like a young Shaquille O'Neal, like in the prime of his athleticism, running next to you?
Yeah.
Penny Hardaway is another one of those what he could have been if he wouldn't have got hurt player.
Yeah. One of my coworkers is from Memphis, and I bring up Penny. You never watch Penny play at all. He's too young, but he's from Memphis, and he doesn't say a bad word about Penny.
You can't if you're from Memphis.
That's
and
what
I won't
said.
either.
I said, what is it? If you're from Memphis, 2 people you can't say a bad word about is Penny Hardaway and Jerry the King Lawler. Like you just cannot say anything bad about them.
And maybe Elvis. I'm not throwing Elvis there.
Yeah. He said Graceland was cool to visit Elvis's house there.
Yeah, it's huge. It's breaking news. Elvis's house is huge.
So not too much goes on. Nothing too big, it looks like. In 2003, though, you got Tracy McGrady finished with 41 points. There's another just crazy injuries. Tracy McGrady finished with 41 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, 3 steals to lead the Magic past a rookie LeBron James and the Cavaliers in overtime.
Do you think that Vince and Tracy are the best cousins to play the same sport at the same time? I'm having a hard time.
They're the best off the top of my head.
I mean, that's pretty incredible family, don't you think? Two legit Hall of Famers in my mind.
I realized they weren't even cousins until later on down the line or something like that. Like,
is that true?
Yeah, I heard something. I want to say it was them where I think it wasn't until like they started playing.
This is gonna break my heart if it's true. I'm looking this up.
Yeah, I'll keep on going.
All right.
2004. This is the big one. I remember this one is Shaq versus Kobe. They met for the first time since Shaq's trade in previous off season. The Heat extended their winning streak to 11 games in an overtime victory, behind double doubles from O'Neal, 24 points, 11 rebounds, and D Wade, 29 points, 10 assists. Kobe had 42. In 2008, the Lakers ended the Celtics streak. This was another kind of rematch from the previous season. NBA Finals, the Lakers snapped the defending champion Boston Celtics 19-game winning streak, and Lakers Phil Jackson notched his 1,000th win, the fastest head coach to do so, and sixth at the time to hit that mark. 2010, LeBron's first Christmas Day game with the Heat. He finished with 27 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists, giving him the triple-double there in a victory over the Lakers. James became the first player in 40 years and fourth overall at the time to record a triple-double on Christmas Day, joining Oscar Robinson, John Havlicek, and Billy Cunningham.
Update on the
Okay.
Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady thing. And this article's from this year. They are cousins. They are, in fact, cousins. And the way that they actually found out was Vince said he randomly got a call. This is obviously in the earlier days.
Mhm.
He got a call from his grandmother, and he was like, "Why is she calling me? Is something wrong?" And she goes, "Oh, I'm sitting here with your cousin." And that's when he found out that him and Tracy McGrady were cousins. Is because of his grandma.
I knew it was something like later on down the line, like they didn't like grow up together.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yep.
Because that would have been one hell of a rec team game. Or
Good gosh.
I would have been like, I'm done.
I wouldn't even get on. Why am I even stepping on the court?
Yeah.
I'll just be that guy you can dunk over.
Here's another guy that pure injuries. The reigning NBA MVP, Derrick Rose,
Oh man, yeah, that's another one. Good gosh.
made a go-ahead shot with a 4.8 seconds left to play as the Bulls came back from 11-point deficit.
I don't think people realize just how good he was.
Yeah, he was
Hey,
good.
Good Lord. Yeah.
With less than 4 minutes remaining to defeat the Lakers. And oh my goodness, thank God I've watched basketball. Luol Deng blocked Kobe Bryant's potential game-winning shot just before the buzzer. The only thing Luol Deng actually did.
He got paid. I'll tell you that much.
Damn Duke players. 2016, the first matchup between the defending NBA champion, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Golden State Warriors since their finals series in June. Down 14 points early in the fourth quarter in Cleveland, the Cavaliers rallied to defeat the Warriors. And Kyrie Irving, I call him the good Kyrie, not the.
Oh, this is before he let us know that he didn't know the world was round.
Okay, people might hate me for this. So I have two different versions of Kyrie. There's
Yes.
Kyrie Irving,
Mhm.
and there's Kyrie West, where I mix Kanye and Kyrie Irving
Yeah, I get
together.
it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that thinks that way. So Kyrie Irving made the go-ahead turnaround jump shot with 3.4 seconds left to spoil Kevin Durant's 36-point effort for Golden State. LeBron James led the Cavaliers with 31 points and 13 rebounds. Here's Kyrie being clutch again. Kyrie made a game-tying shot with 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter and sank back-to-back three-pointers in overtime to spark the Boston in overtime. Yep. Okay. Yeah, he did get traded to Boston in 2018 to spark the Celtics over the Philadelphia 76ers. Celtics beating the Sixers. That's like, hey, put peanut butter with that jelly on that sandwich. 2021.
Just like Joel whining he should be MVP. Same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's just
you don't need to whine, dude. We know you're good. I mean,
Yeah.
for crying out loud, get over it.
It just goes like it just like, oh, that happened. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Nothing new.
and then so we got the Bucks finish strong in 2021, trailing by 13 points with less than 6 minutes to play. The defending NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks rally past the Celtics, which is another odd thing. Milwaukee took its of lead of the game on Wesley Matthews 3-pointer.
That's a name you don't hear very often.
Yeah, I'm like reading this and I'm like, Wesley Matthews, like, wow, he did things.
He
With
did. Yeah.
30.3 seconds left. Giannis scored a game high 36 points. And then just last year, Nikola Jokic scored recorded this stat line sounds like if you're just reading it and you're not a basketball fan, like
Yeah.
just hearing it, you're gonna be like, wow. But if you are a basketball fan and you hear this stat line next to the Joker, you're like, oh, what do you do? Have an off game or something? But he recorded 41 points, 15 rebounds, and 15 assists to lead the Nuggets past the Suns in overtime. And he became the third player in NBA history to have 40, 15, and 15 in a game in the regular season, joining Oscar Robinson and James Harden without a fat suit. And those are all the great NBA Christmas Day moments.
Also, side note, Andrew and I are in the same basketball fantasy league, and I've just won like 4 straight. And now I'm up against the behemoth of Andrew's team. Speaking of Jokic, and he's the one I'm most concerned about. He's like a walking 100 points for this stupid.
Giannis got you 100 points.
I know.
You're quite the talk at work after that.
I don't want to say anything, but I kind of destroyed my last opponent.
So you mentioned the Knicks having the most wins on Christmas Day.
Yeah. No, the second most wins.
Oh, the second most. Who has the most? Let's play this game, Johnny. We're playing.
All right. So my first thoughts are it's either going to be Celtics or Lakers, right? Because I'm assuming they play a lot on Christmas Day. They have a lot of Christmas Day games.
Mhm.
Man, they both had some behemoth teams too. Going to go Lakers, but I'm probably wrong, and I'm
You're
fine
right.
being wrong.
You're right.
Okay.
The top 5 teams with the most wins on Christmas. You're gonna laugh at one of these. Number 1 is the Lakers. Number 2 is the Knicks. 3 is the 76ers. Number 4 is the Sacramento Kings.
Wow.
They have 18 wins.
Wow.
And number 5 is the Celtics.
Yeah, I would not have guessed Kings in that lineup for sure.
So who do you think is second in losses on Christmas Day? Because you got the Knicks with first.
Yeah. Cavaliers. Just going to guess.
The Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, that makes sense. If you play the most, I mean, it doesn't make sense in a way.
Your top 5 losses are the Knicks, Lakers, Pistons, Celtics, and Warriors. The Warriors do not have a winning record on Christmas.
Or this season currently.
Yeah.
Sadly. And I'm a big Curry fan, but
Who do you think has the best winning percentage?
now that's the question. That's the one I'm really curious about. Oh man.
Best winning percentage on Christmas Day.
Man, that's a great question.
I saw it and I was looking at the stuff and I was like, I'm asking this one.
I like this question a lot.
Winning percentage is a hard thing when it comes to sports. Like you
Yeah.
can wins, you can pick losses, but
I'm gonna guess Celtics on this.
it's the Miami Heat.
Oh wow.
They are 11-2, sporting an 846 winning percentage.
That's impressive, honestly. That's really cool. They've had some behemoth teams too, though.
Your top teams with the best winning percentages on Christmas Day are the Heat, the Trailblazers, the Jazz, the Wizards, and the Kings.
The Wizards.
The Wizards. Well,
The Wizards snuck in there.
got the Bullets. Got to figure that gets lumped in there.
I am.
They're 16-7 on Christmas Day. So who do you think? No, let me get, okay. With an actual win, who do you, oh, so your Hornets get lumped in with the Bobcats?
Yeah.
I feel so bad. Like on Wikipedia, it tells you the last game that they played. And when it shows Christmas Day, and it's like, it says Charlotte Hornets, last game for Christmas Day, and it just says never. like not even NA, it just says never.
I legit. You could have asked me how many games, I would have said 0.
They're 0-0. But
Hey, that's not a losing record. I'm going to point that out.
who do you think has the worst winning percentage on Christmas Day?
I want to have actually played Christmas Day games.
Yeah, and they've actually won one because there's two teams that
I've never
I'll
won.
ask that. Yeah, I'll ask that question later. That would be my follow-up question.
I'm going to Timberwolves.
It is the Denver Nuggets.
Oh wow, yeah.
They are
Hmm.
only 2-6 with a 250 winning percentage. And also the Pelicans as well. You know, the original Charlotte Hornets are 1-3 with
What a
two-
legacy.
with a 250. winning-
Charlotte has a great legacy with pro sports teams.
I just love never. So, I'm not even a Hornets fan, and I find that like absolutely rude. Like I'm kind of like appalled by that.
Yeah, but what am I going to say? I mean, I can't dispute it.
But they're followed up by the Oklahoma City Thunder, who falls under the Supersonics blanket there too. They're only 300, and the Pistons are 313. Now, so the I'll just say the new Charlotte Hornets are the only team to never play on Christmas Day. But there are two teams that have played on Christmas Day that have never won.
Okay.
Name those two teams.
I'm going to go with. This is tough. Man, my gut wants to say Pacers, but I bet they've won at least one, because they did have some good teams there for in the '90s.
Yeah, it's not the Pacers.
Um,
Like,
see, a lot of teams I would guess you've already said their names.
you need a hint.
Yeah, give me a hint.
North. I'll give you like an area. They're north.
The Raptors.
The Raptors are one. And
Okay.
then the other one was north, and then they moved south.
Oh, the Vancouver / Memphis Grizzlies.
Yes. The Grizzlies have only played once, and they lost to Golden State.
Hey, welcome back, Jaw, for the record.
The most dangerous shooter in the NBA.
Yeah.
And the Raptors are 0-2. And then that's it. And then here we go. A little bit more trivia for you because I know you love a little bit of quizzing here. Can you name the two teams that have met the most time on Christmas
okay.
Day?
My gut wants to say Lakers Celtics,
No,
because that's like a rivalry there, but
they're not
I'm
even
gonna-
on the list.
that's surprising to me. I want to go Knicks and Bulls. Bulls Knicks.
Nope.
Oh man, did I get one of those teams at least?
You got one. You got the Knicks.
Okay, Knicks.
Stay in that geographical area.
76ers was the other one I was
Yep.
thinking between. Yeah.
They met 13 times, and the 76ers are 8-5 against them. Celtics Knicks coming at second with 8 times. The Celtics own that series with 5 wins. And then the next 3 are tied. Warriors Trailblazers. The Blazers have only lost to the Warriors once on Christmas. Next is the Lakers Suns. Lakers are 4-2, and then the 76ers, Washington Wizards. That's a 3-3 tie, but the last time the 76ers Wizards met up, the Wizards were the Bullets, and it was in 1988.
Impressive. Impressive. All right. I hate to rush us, but we got another show to do after this.
Yep.
Let's do the segment we're going to start doing every once in a while.
I have, oh yeah, because I have a name.
All right. And what we're going to do, I don't know the name yet, but we're going to tell you why this particular player should have some respect put on their name. I'm going to assume it's like a lesser known player, would be my guess.
We have a wrestler.
Oh, I'm already on board for this. All right.
Sent in, I'll give him some love of Mr. Jaws from Hats and Stats. And what is that? What does he call his one now? The Life of Jaws?
I don't know why you're asking me.
I don't, yeah. Okay. So he was the first one. We do have another listener that we will get to you next episode. But he put on Dolph Ziggler. And this
I'm
is good.
1,000,000% behind this.
And this is good because he was just released, what, last year or something?
Like, yeah, this past year, I think. Not even that long ago. Yeah.
So John,
Yeah, I think that he definitely needs some respect put on his name.
yes, I do too. Jaws, you even gave us an argument because Jaws will.
Yeah, what's his argument? I mean, we're already agreeing, but
Yeah, no, put some fucking respect on Dolph Ziggler. 100%. The guy was. What did they say on 10? I listened to a lot of 10 Bell Pod. I feel like he was a pin me, pay me guy. Like, I don't care about the push. I'll make somebody look good, but I'm gonna also look good while I'm doing it. And people like him for that. But
considered where he started as a quote unquote one of the cheerleader guys
to
where he ended up having a one heck of a career, surefire Hall of Famer, in my opinion. Dolph Ziggler. I mean, I really underrated on the mic too, by the way.
So Josh says, buried under Cena's, Reigns, Orton's, and Lesnar's of the world, while probably being a top 5 all-time between the ropes. Few tough timed injuries and not giving the freedom on the mic. Like, kind of just said that. Others got, dude should have multiple world title champ and with a career that rivaled HBK. I'm a Sean guy, so we can't.
I think it might be a bit much, but I do agree.
HBK. I agree with everything but the HBK.
Yeah, like everything but that. Man, I mean, even one of like his most recent standout thing to me was the thing he had with him and Miz. That was a couple years ago. That was really good.
Yeah.
Where he was going to retire if he lost, type thing. Like that back and forth on the mic between those two was great. That's why I think he's incredibly underrated when it comes to that. I think everybody who's ever seen him wrestle knows he's good. He's good at the actual wrestling. I don't think that's a hot take at all. But
good hand.
Yeah, as they say, a great hand. And I don't know why you let him go. I think even if he's not going to wrestle, there's no way he's not, at the very least, a great resource for younger wrestlers.
I was going to say a producer, agent, trainer.
Yeah. Yeah, because he has literally all the tools and he knows, and he's been doing it for a long time. So
he did it. Didn't he steal the rocker dropper?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Or was that the rocker? Because Billy Gunn stole the rocker dropper and made it the Fame Asser.
Yeah. Yes. One of the greatest finishing names.
Or was that Matt Wright? Or was that Matt Wright? Zack Ryder. Good old Matt Cardona that did the one of those guys stole. And it kind of upset me because I'm a big Rockers guy.
Yeah.
I'm a big Rockers guy. But Dolph Ziggler, we're putting some fucking respect on your name.
Agreed. Completely. Yep.
And that is this episode. I hope you like this new segment. If you want to name a player, anything, wrestler, even if we got to look them up, you want to give us an argument like Jaws did,
Heck, I'm not enjoying somebody I got to look up. So I'm learning somebody new that,
Oh, I got a name for you next time.
oh, I can't wait. So yeah, go to our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram, and Andrew does a phenomenal job on those. And be sure to follow if you don't already. And yeah, send us a message. Who's a player or an athlete that you feel doesn't get the respect they deserve?
Yeah, because there's a lot of them. These kids these days. But with that being said, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
And Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.